You're something beautiful, electrochemical.
Ever get that thrill of diving into a new world where history whispers secrets and cutting-edge technology hums with possibilities you never imagined?
Oh, yeah.
Well, get ready, because that's exactly where we're headed today. We're about to plunge into a captivating book that I think many of you will absolutely devour. Rose Sandy's The Decrypter and the Pythagoras Clause.
That's right. And for those of you who enjoy a complex mystery, maybe a suspenseful thriller that keeps you guessing, or, an action-packed adventure that spans continents.
Yeah.
Well, this book really hits the mark.
It does.
One early reader, Marie, she put it perfectly. It takes you on a ride and refuses to let you off until the very end.
And it's not just about the speed, is it? It's one that's incredibly detailed. I was really struck by that.
Me too.
Like another reader, Fran, pointed out, the historical references feel so authentic, the locations are vividly described, and the way Sandy weaves in elements of modern tech and even cryptography. It's truly astounding. It feels like every element has been really carefully researched.
Exactly. There's this real sense of scope, kind of reminiscent of those globe-trotting adventures you might see in, say, a Jason Bourne or James Bond film.
Yeah, totally.
But as a reader named John noted, what sets this apart is a genuinely compelling and intricate storyline that keeps you invested. Plus, if you're intrigued by where technology and suspense collide, there's some fascinating techno-thriller elements at play here.
Definitely. So in this deep dive, our mission is basically to explore what makes the Decrypter and the Pythagoras Clause so gripping, especially for fans of these genres.
Right.
We want to talk about the themes that resonate, the characters that draw you in, and, the way the plots unfold without, and this is important, giving away any of those fantastic twists and turns. No spoiler.
Absolutely no spoilers.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's dive right in. One of the things that immediately grabbed me was the opening with Calla Cress. You're thrown straight into this tense situation.
Right away.
Yeah. Her driving her Audi 8 into a factory, this palpable feeling that she's arrived too late, and she's investigating this figure named Andor Heskin and these intriguing technological operatives. It's just a fantastic way to instantly generate suspense.
It really is. Sandy masterfully throws you into the deep end, like page 1. You immediately feel the urgency of Nicole's situation. And introducing Andor Heskin and these anonymous technological operatives right off the bat, it just sparks a ton of questions, doesn't it? Who are these people? What are they up to? And why is it so critical for Nicole?
And what's fascinating is how Sandy starts layering in the complexity so early on.
Right.
You've got Heskin's research into advanced space technology, and we mean advanced, like cutting-edge satellite systems, spacecraft design.
Right.
Coupled with the UK Space Agency, the UKSA, investigating his anonymous funding. Well, it immediately suggests something significant, maybe clandestine, is happening. The UKSA, that's the UK's official space program agency, so their involvement signals this is serious.
Okay, and then you find out Heskin's got these exceptional abilities in creating what they call turnkey satellite systems.
Yeah, turnkey.
So imagine someone who can not only design a satellite, but also build it, deploy it, the whole package. That kind of comprehensive skill is incredibly rare, right? It hints at huge resources, deep knowledge behind him.
Definitely. And then there's that intercepted communication about non-government funded space solar power development.
Oh, okay.
Now, for anyone who follows this stuff, that's a huge deal. And the fact that it's happening outside government oversight suggests a really significant, maybe even risky undertaking.
So that immediately raises the stakes for the reader. What are the implications of this private venture? Who's behind it? Who benefits? What secrets are being kept? It's that kind of early intrigue, makes you just want to keep turning those pages.
Totally. And then you have Nicole deciding to defy direct instructions from MI6.
British Foreign Intelligence, yeah.
And enter a closed-off area of the UK Space Agency because the situation has become personal.
That instantly adds another layer. You're thinking, what's her connection to Heskin? What's her personal stake here?
Exactly. And it's not just a gut feeling. Her knowledge of Heskin's understanding of mathematical language in both space technology and genetics research.
Wow.
It shows us this isn't a simple case. It highlights how Sandy expertly blends these seemingly different fields, suggesting a deeper connection that's probably going to unfold. It's that intellectual layering that's really rewarding if you like a thriller with, more than just explosions.
Yeah, definitely more depth. Then the narrative shifts, and we meet Shun-hei. And her situation is quite relatable, I thought. Wanting more than her current life, dreaming of a future beyond working in a liquor store, and then this mysterious delivery of a Scope Technologies data synth smartphone.
The data synth.
Yeah, and her anticipation about what it can do, it just immediately piques your curiosity. What is this thing? What can it do? How's it going to change her life?
And what's compelling there is that sense of potential, right? How Sandy uses technology as this catalyst for change, for aspiration. The mystery around the delivery of this data synth, think of it like a super advanced smartphone.
Okay.
And the vague hints about its functions create this real anticipation. You, the reader, are just as eager as Chun-Hei to find out what this device is all about and, how it fits into the bigger picture.
And then we're introduced to Calla Cress and this really intriguing mystery surrounding operatives.
Right, Calla.
Her conversation with Captain Delgado about whether humanity actually peaked millennia ago. It introduces this almost philosophical kind of sci-fi element within the thriller genre that I found really thought-provoking.
It's unexpected, isn't it?
Yeah, and then you have the fact that her yacht's super sophisticated instruments can't even register this weird signal they're encountering. It creates this immediate sense of the unknown, the potentially extraordinary.
And if you connect that to the bigger picture, it suggests maybe there's a hidden history or a level of tech that we're just not aware of today. This blending of the contemporary thriller with hints of something older, maybe more advanced, it adds this unique and fascinating dimension. Makes you wonder what kind of forces or tech might be out there beyond what we currently get.
Absolutely. And Calla herself, she's such a compelling character. Here's someone who clearly has incredible skills. She aced this ISTF Red Fox test, which we find out is like a top-level intelligence assessment.
The Red Fox test.
Yet she has this very human fear of firearms. And then there's this 6-month gap in her memory from high school that apparently completely changed her. As a reader, you're immediately invested. You want to unravel these layers.
Definitely. These internal conflicts, these unresolved mysteries about her background make her so much more relatable and intriguing. Her strengths, her vulnerabilities, plus this big memory gap. It creates a compelling character arc that I think readers will really get drawn into. You want to figure her out.
And we also meet Radia, right? Her mission is to retrieve Andor Heskin.
Yes, Radia.
And that adds another layer of intrigue. Her ambition within ISTF, which you sort of piece together, is some kind of high-level international security task force and the secrecy around where Calla Cress actually is. It really makes you wonder about the power dynamics within this organization. Feels like multiple agendas clashing.
Precisely. Radia's ambition, the clandestine nature of Calla's situation. It hints at power struggles, maybe hidden ops within ISTF itself, creates a sense of distrust, makes you question who the real allies and adversaries might be as the story unfolds. It's this web of motivations that keeps you guessing.
Okay, now this is where the book really started to grab me on another level, the introduction of the ancient scroll.
Ah, the scroll, yeah.
And its connection to Hypatia, Calla and Nash getting it in Havana, and then Emiliano's hints about its historical significance linking it to Hypatia, the famous mathematician and astronomer from ancient times.
Such a cool element.
And even rumors of her descendants still living in Havana. It's like history itself becomes a vital piece of this modern-day thriller puzzle.
It's such a clever integration, isn't it? That historical mystery adds this layer of intellectual depth you don't always get in contemporary action thrillers.
Totally.
It really appeals if you enjoy solving puzzles within the story and appreciate how it weaves together different time periods. The connection to Hypatia, such a brilliant figure, adds a real richness to the plot.
And then you have Dr. Erickson with his intense interest in both Hypatia and genetics.
Right, Erickson.
His research into enhanced abilities through genetic mutation, even the idea of like unbreakable bones. It's like he's trying to find a scientific basis for legends, for historical accounts, and brings in this fascinating element of cutting-edge science pushing boundaries.
Dr. Erickson's research does a great job bridging that gap between historical speculation and modern science.
Yeah.
It hints at these potential extraordinary human capabilities, maybe rooted in ancient lineages, genetic predispositions, adds a layer of scientific plausibility to some of the more intriguing bits of the story, makes them feel grounded in a believable, well, maybe advanced reality.
And then there's the introduction of Hex Murphy.
Hello, Hex. Yeah.
His unsettling encounter with Calla and Nash at that genetics conference, those cryptic remarks he makes, you immediately sense there's a history there, a connection to the past, and definitely a potential threat looming. Classic way to build tension and introduce a possibly dangerous antagonist.
Hex's sudden appearance, those veiled threats, It injects a personal danger right into the narrative. You're left wondering, okay, what's his relationship with Calla and Nash? What are his motives? How does he fit into the bigger conspiracy? His presence definitely raises the stakes.
What I really enjoyed was how the power dynamics and the potential for betrayal start to really twist when Slate Mendez gets involved with Andor.
Mendez, yeah.
His mention of Laskfell, the former head of ISTF, and this exchange of info that lets Heskin escape, it becomes clear that alliances are, well, fluid. You can't necessarily trust anyone's motives.
The introduction of Slate Mendez adds that layer of political intrigue, highlights the treacherous landscape the characters are navigating. Mentioning Laskfell suggests a history of internal conflicts, power shifts within ISTF itself. Makes you question the integrity of the very organization supposed to be keeping things secure.
And we absolutely cannot forget Scope Technologies and its seemingly harmless app.
Right, the Scope app.
Pellegra's concerns about Heskin's possible connection to Kella's mother, Nicole deciding to break into Scope, and then the investigation into how much data the app is collecting, and these eerily accurate predictions it seems to be making, like horoscopes coming true. It brings in this very relevant and slightly unsettling tech element that feels incredibly contemporary.
It really does. The focus on Scope and its data-hungry app taps into so many current anxieties, doesn't it? Data privacy, the potential for tech to influence our lives in ways we don't get.
Totally.
The idea that an app could seemingly predict the future, even down to horoscopes, creates a real sense of unease. Makes you think about the power of information in the wrong hands.
And when ISTF starts investigating Scopejack's analysis of the app, finding government contracts, the potential for misuse of all that data, like predicting global behavior or even cornering the market on space solar power, the stakes suddenly jump from personal to, well, global.
Yeah, by revealing Scope's potential to wield such immense influence through data manipulation, Sandy really elevates the conflict. It makes you consider the real-world implications of unchecked tech advancement and the power corporations can gather in our interconnected world.
Then you have the reappearance of Hank Murphy, who we learn is also Hex.
The Hex
And Reiner's shocking revelation about their shared past in KJ-20 Ops. Suddenly, there's this very personal, very dangerous threat hanging over Nash and Reiner, tied directly to their history as operatives. Brings the danger right to their doorstep.
Yeah, the reappearance of Hex, linked to Nash and Reiner's past in this shadowy KJ-20 Ops. It introduces a personal vendetta element, reminds us that the character's past can definitely come back to haunt them in very real, very dangerous ways, adds that layer of immediate, visceral threat to the larger conspiracy.
What I really appreciated throughout the book was how these personal connections and conflicts kept layering up, you know? Jack's history with Hex, Calla's complicated relationship with her parents, Nicole's mysterious past with Heskin, all that secrecy around MI6. It makes the characters feel so real, their motivations so complex, you genuinely start to care about what happens to them.
Those intricate personal histories and relationships add a significant amount of emotional depth to what's already a fast-paced, exciting plot.
Yeah.
The characters aren't just, pawns on a chessboard.
Right.
They have their own baggage, loyalties, secrets, things that inform their actions and create internal conflict. Makes them feel like fully realized people.
And when Jack's research gets stolen, and there's potential link to Scope Industries, it moves beyond just a global conspiracy again. It becomes personal for Jack, too. Adds another layer of motivation, potential conflict.
Yeah, the theft of Jack's research really suggests that the various plot threads are interconnected, that the characters' personal lives are getting tangled up with the bigger Scope conspiracy, raises the personal stakes for Jack, adds urgency to his involvement.
You also get a real sense of the high stakes within ISTF itself. These internal investigations, the need for secrecy even from the Prime Minister. It highlights the level of potential danger, the constant possibility of double crosses within these powerful organizations.
Those internal ISTF dynamics, marked by suspicion and extreme secrecy, they create this atmosphere of distrust. Emphasize the high-stakes world these characters live in, makes you question who they can really rely on, and anticipate betrayals from maybe unexpected sources.
As the story progresses, we start piecing together the truth about Calella's mysterious past, don't we? That memory loss, the involvement of this head operative named Vortigern,
Yes.
and the growing suspicion that her genetics hold some kind of significant secret. It feels like we're finally getting closer to understanding what makes her so unique.
That unfolding mystery around Calla's past, especially the memory loss and the hints about her genetics, becomes a central driving force. It suggests her identity, her origins are crucial to the whole conspiracy, and that she might possess abilities or knowledge even she isn't fully aware of yet.
Then we're introduced to Zodi Baxendale.
Ah, Zodi.
And her connection to both Heskin and Scope. Her shared history with Heskin and her powerful position as CEO of Scope immediately establish her as this formidable, potentially dangerous adversary with a personal stake in everything.
Zodi Baxendale's emergence as a key player, with that personal history with Heskin and her powerful role at Scope. It creates a direct and compelling antagonist for Calla and the ISTF. Her motivations, her past connection to Heskin, they're likely to drive a lot of the conflict as the story heads towards its climax.
And we start to see the significance of Hypatia's scroll and this mysterious Pythagoras Clause, Calla's intuition that it holds important answers related to numerology, data science, and maybe a vulnerability Scope's clients are exposed to. It feels like this ancient knowledge is the key to unlocking the secrets of this very modern threat.
The Pythagoras Clause, linked to Hypatia's ancient wisdom, it introduces this fascinating element where historical knowledge could be the key to understanding, maybe even defeating, a cutting-edge technological threat. That blend of ancient and modern creates such a unique and compelling central mystery.
And as the tension builds towards the climax, you have the team infiltrating Scope Industries.
Right into the lion's den.
The confrontation with Zodi, the ticking countdown timer, all those classic thriller elements that really get your adrenaline pumping, and just the desperate need to figure out what this clause actually is.
That infiltration of Scope, the ticking clock. It creates that classic high-stakes scenario, right?
Yeah.
Amplifies the suspense as they race against time to achieve their goals and uncover the crucial info held within the Pythagoras Clause.
And the action sequences are just incredible. The fight with Hex, the escape from Scope, Nash getting captured. It all really showcases Calla's resourcefulness, her fighting skills. These scenes will have you on the edge of your seat.
Absolutely. Those action-packed sequences deliver the physical thrills that action genre fans will love, and Calla's capabilities as this highly trained agent are just vividly displayed in these intense, high-pressure situations.
As we delve deeper, we start to understand Zodi's motivations a bit more too. Her background as an adopted child, her fierce loyalty to Heskin, her own ambition for power.
Yeah, she's not just a cardboard cutout.
Exactly. It makes her a more complex character. She's not just a villain for the sake of being a villain.
Understanding Zodi's background and motivations adds that layer of complexity, makes her more nuanced, maybe even a tiny bit sympathetic. Her actions are driven by a clear purpose, loyalty, makes her a more compelling adversary.
And the personal stakes for Calla become incredibly clear when Nash is threatened. You see her unwavering determination to protect him. That emotional connection really grounds the high-stakes action, makes you care even more about the outcome.
Calla's fierce protectiveness of Nash provides that strong emotional core for the narrative. Elevates the personal stakes, makes her fight not just for a cause, but for someone she deeply cares about. Adds vulnerability, emotional resonance to her character.
We also get a hint that this Pythagoras Clause might be a code somehow connected to Calla's unique birthmark, almost like a tattoo.
Birthmark, yeah.
And that it could be the key to disrupting Scope's algorithms. It's such a fascinating, unexpected twist that links her directly, personally, to the central mystery.
That revelation that the clause might be intrinsically linked to Calla's unique birthmark, it adds this personal, almost destiny-like element to the technological conflict. Suggests her very identity holds the key.
The journey to uncover the full meaning of the scroll leads them to this incredible discovery of Hypatia's hidden chamber in the Library of Alexandria.
Amazing scene.
And the revelation of her self-portrait, which mirrors Calla's birthmark. It's just a breathtaking moment where history and Calla's own identity become completely intertwined.
That discovery in Alexandria is such a powerful aha moment. Forges this direct, tangible link between Calla and Hypatia. The mirroring birthmark is this visual, symbolic representation of a possible shared lineage, unique abilities, adds an almost mystical significance to Calla.
And the true significance of the birthmark in the clause is finally revealed. It's connected to Pythagoras' lost works. It acts as a hack against Scope's predictive tech. And Calla's uniqueness is actually her greatest strength. It all comes together in such a satisfying, really ingenious way.
Yeah, the final explanation of the clause and its connection to Calla's birthmark provides a really clever, satisfying resolution to that central mystery. Shows how ancient knowledge, unique personal traits can hold the key to overcoming even the most advanced tech threats.
And while the immediate danger with Zodi and Scope gets resolved, Sandy cleverly leaves us wanting more, doesn't she?
Oh, for sure.
Calla and Nash are planning their wedding, but you've also got those lingering threats, those mysteries. Like Jack's encounter right at the very end sets the stage perfectly for the next book, The Decrypter, White Wolf Extraction.
Right.
And it's great to know each book can be enjoyed as a standalone adventure, too. You don't have to have read the first one, but you'll want to.
Exactly. The ending provides a sense of closure for this specific story arc, while simultaneously opening up exciting new possibilities for future installments. Ensures that readers who enjoyed this deep dive have plenty to look forward to in the Decrypter series.
So if you're a fan of thrilling stories that expertly blend historical mystery with cutting-edge technology, throw in some intense action, and are populated with characters you genuinely care about, then The Decrypter and the Pythagoras Clause really sounds like it delivers on all fronts.
It really does.
For those of you who love being kept on the edge of your seat and enjoy a book that makes you think as much as it thrills, this is definitely one to check out.
Absolutely. The book offers that incredibly satisfying experience of gradually piecing together intricate puzzles, uncovering well-hidden secrets. And as you get into it, you'll find yourself drawn into a world where the past and the future just collide in these unexpected, fascinating ways.
After diving into the Decrypter and the Pythagoras Clause, you might just find yourself looking at the intersection of history, technology, and maybe even your own unique traits in a whole new light. Kind of makes you wonder, what other hidden codes might be shaping our world, just waiting to be deciphered?
Definitely something to ponder. So, if this deep dive has sparked your interest, be sure to pick up a copy of The Decrypter and the Pythagoras Clause and explore the wider Decrypter series, as well as Rose Sandy's other works. You can find more information at www.rosesandy.com.